Season 7 brought us what was probably the most spectacular season the Sunday Night Championship has ever seen. We had 7 different winners, 14 different podium finishers, 7 pole sitters, and 10 people with fastest laps. And yet, Season 8 is already lining up to be quite similar, and if not better. So, welcome to the Season 8 preview, guys. We're just going to be previewing the season ahead, drivers and teams, and our predictions. As usual, alongside me we have Ben.
Hello.
Looking forward to the season, Ben?
Yes, I like your quote. It could be similar or even better than last season. That was brilliant. It's going to be a pretty amazing season, I think. And we'll discuss who we think is going to have the upper hand.
Yeah, so we have got a few new sign-ups, a few returnees, and a few, most of us carrying on from last season. And we actually do have a full grid already. I think we're probably safe to say we're one of the only leagues, on PS3 at least, if not generally, to have a full grid.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for the commitment. Actually, it's quite amazing, really, especially with the new game in the coming soon for the PS4. To have a full grid like this is really pretty amazing.
Right, let's get underway with the runners and the riders. So, last year's champion, Gareth Williams, Gazza 123, has been drawn in the Red Bull with a very strong partner in Indrek. Thoughts on that, Ben?
Well, yeah, Gareth Williams, gotta keep saying that, he's the one to be, number one, defending champion. He sort of came good halfway through the season, didn't he? I remember us doing the mid-season review, and he was like, I think he was fourth in the championship, and we were all like, well, he had the potential to get faster. And to be honest, we were right. He kicked on, started winning races, got more confident, won some more. He's got to be favourite. Indrek, if he can sort out his race pace, there's no reason he can't win races himself. So he's mightily fast over one lap, but just struggle in the early part of races. So they're one of the teams to beat. Yeah,
Indrek got pole position on 4 of his 5 races that he did last season.
Yeah, Monaco comes to mind, where he blitzed qualifying, and then basically he was, I don't want to be rude, but he was in the way of everyone, wasn't he?
Pretty much.
Struggling with the hand on his car. And I seem to remember America as well, where he's really struggling with the back end of his car under braking. So, but he can maybe take some tips off Gareth, and they'll come together, and maybe they can become champions.
Yeah, I think that's a very strong possibility. Gazza, obviously, the most consistent driver of the season. That's pretty much why he won. Definitely had the pace as well. He wasn't just near the front each race, he was actually leading near enough every race, but it wasn't as easy as it seems from looking at the points. Had to fight all the way to the end of the season, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, what impressed me was he wouldn't fight if he didn't need to. If he thought, well, I can take points here and that'll help anyway, then he did it. He didn't always risk everything for the win. And it was a tactic that worked quite well. And like you say, he finished I think he's one of the rare, there's 3 guys I think that finished every race, and he was one of them.
Yeah, a very wise head, a champion's head, really. A champion's thought process.
I see where you're going with that,
yeah. But definitely Red Bull, probably the team to look out for. I'm going to tip Red Bull.
I've got another idea, but I think they'll be in the top 3 for sure. I'm not going to tell you yet. They're definitely in the top 3 constructors for sure, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of looking at the teams, thinking, should I go for Red Bull as my team? But maybe at the end of the predictions, I might change my mind.
We'll talk through all of them, and we'll go to the end, and then we'll pick a driver, and then we'll pick a team.
I think that's probably better. Right, next team, Ferrari, my team from last season. Carl and Rob are now in the Ferrari.
Yeah, both quite equally matched, I would say. Problem is, obviously, Carl's on a pad, Rob's on a wheel. For Rob, it's always a question of time, isn't it? He struggles to get practice. We all know he's fast, and we all know on his day he can be in the top 4. So, yeah, he's just it's slightly frustrated. I know he's frustrated. He's more frustrated than anyone. But if he can find more time, which I know is ridiculous, but then he can challenge the top 5 in every race. Carl, he'll have his flashes of speed, I think, like he did last season. I think he finished. Where did he finish last season? Was it 6th?
Yeah, we finished 5th.
5th in the championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, he's he'll look to build on that if he can. But we know the Ferrari's a difficult car to drive. So if they can get a handle on it, I know the back end's a bit of a loose one, but Dean's proven that it is a fast car in the right hand. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean anything against you there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a pad wheel combination in the Ferrari again. So it would be interesting to get a direct comparison there.
Yeah, it would be hard to. They can't really share setups. Is probably what I'm saying. It'd make it quite hard for them to move forward.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it all depends on Rob's practice, with how well he'll do, and Carl, I believe he's getting faster. So we'll see if he can progress anymore.
Yeah, Carl is one of them guys who is nearly always practicing and putting the effort in.
He's sort of cleaning up his act a little bit, isn't he? He's a lot smoother, a lot cleaner, less cutting of corners. Staying on the racetrack sort of thing. He's definitely improving.
Yeah, I think Carl's one to look out for. Probably going to challenge the top 5 again this season. And Rob, I think it'll be near enough where he was last season. Mid-pack, just ahead, maybe just like top half of the field.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like I say, it's all down to practice.
Yeah, we know on his day he can be.
Although I've just heard that he is getting a new and improved TV, which will bring him into this 21st century.
He's moved from his 10-inch box of a TV to
yeah, he's just realised we've invented colour TVs.
Yeah.
So he's going to get one of those coloured, newfangled angle things.
Yeah, well, that hopefully will help him then.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway, next team we have is McLaren. We've got Amari and a returning Steve. Another very strong partnership. Saw at the start of the season last year. Steve was 2 podiums out of 2 at the start. And then kind of slipped away due to, I think, he had some commitment issues or something like that. But yeah, Amari, obviously, can't say much more about him other than a very quick guy and a possible title challenger.
Amari, yeah, would definitely be in the mix. We spoke to him enough times to know that he's self-confident. He builds himself up for each race. He knows how to be there for the actual races and practice for them. Really unlucky to not challenge harder for the championship last season. I think the mess of Suzuka kind of ruined it for him, and it put him on the back foot for the next race. And I think he missed the US race. So yeah, he was really unlucky not to challenge Gareth a little bit more. Still think Gareth would have won the championship, but obviously Amari would have been a lot closer. Yeah, Boldy, it all depends whether those commitment issues come back. Hopefully he can stay for the whole season. And we know how fast he is. Again, he's just like Rob. I mean, if he puts the effort in, he'll be there. There's no doubt about it. Like you say, he was leading the championship after 2 rounds last season, I seem to remember.
Yeah.
And it all sort of fell apart from there a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Steve, I don't think he's lost any of his pace at all.
No, we saw in the official test the other night that he's still whacking in the time. So I've got no problems with his speed. I know Amari's going to be pushed harder with Steve as his teammate.
Yeah, I know Amari's won. If he doesn't want to, or if he's not going to win the drivers, he wants to win the constructors.
He wants something.
Yeah, he wants to go away with something this season. Quite unfortunate last season, but both of them are definitely drivers to look out for as championship contenders, if not top 3, top 5.
Yeah, again, same as Red Bull. I'd say they're being in and around the top 3 or 4. So, like I say, it all depends on whether Amari can just improve his pace that little bit more for the early races. I know he doesn't particularly like them, and the end of season races, and whether Boldy can see out the whole season. It's all going to be down to that, I think.
Yep. Right. Next up is Team Force India. It's me and you, Ben.
Whoop, whoop,
whoop. Party.
The sexiest team on the grid.
Yeah. We can't really say too much about ourselves because otherwise you'll just think we're like really arrogant.
I could go on for about 10 minutes.
Oh, so could I, but
if we're going to be serious about it, yeah, we didn't really want to be paired up.
No.
If we're honest.
Yeah, last season we were pretty close, and we had quite a few battles with each other. But obviously, this season we can't battle as hard.
No, there won't be so much rubbing. And maybe if it's obvious that one's got the pace, then they'll want to let the other one through. I'm looking at you, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
So hopefully you'll stop ruining my races now. Now, on a serious note, I mean, we're pretty equally paced, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for your PlayStation going tits up at the start of last season, then I think you would have been probably finished 6th in the championship.
Yeah, I think I would have as well.
So you would have been one of the seeded drivers. Anyway.
The knock-on effects of life.
Yeah, no, so I'm just thinking out loud here. Well, hopefully I can have the same sort of season as last season, but I really, really want to win a race now. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I got myself back in contention last season with 6 podiums and 4 fastest laps, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And this season I really want to win a race, but it's going to be tougher than ever. That's the problem.
Have you ever won a race in SNC?
Yes, I did. Now, that's nice of you to bring it up.
Oh, God, here we go.
It was a lovely day. It was season 5.
Right, no one cares. Like, let's get on with it.
Belgian Grand Prix as well. And overtook Rob on the penultimate lap.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one now.
Rouge.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, that's enough of that.
So, me.
You. Yeah, talk about you.
I'm hoping for...
Toro Rosso.
I'm hoping for a similar season to how I finished last season, kind of towards the front a bit more and challenging for podiums, top 5s. Although, looking at the grid this year, I'd be happy with a top 5 in a race.
Possibly a bit less road blocking sort of thing.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. I think it'll be a tough season for me.
Are you a little bit gutted that the wet races are gone? Or?
I am, yeah. Because last year I got my P2 at Australia. Yeah, but I'll work with it. I think overall I'm getting quicker. It's just through parts of tracks, or certain tracks that I'll be lacking a lot of pace and competitiveness.
Yeah. So where do we think we'll finish?
I'm hoping. Where did I finish last year? 7th. I'll be happy with another 7th.
No goose. We, as in Force India.
Yeah, I know, but I was just saying. Oh, in the constructors.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You keep going on.
I think we could get a 4th. We could probably get 3rd if we were lucky.
Yeah, we need to be really lucky.
I think we'll be a consistent team. I think we'll pick up points in most races, but
yeah.
I don't think it'll be like bucket loads of points each race.
I think it all depends how much, if we can move our pace on as much as some of the front runners have. I only really come alive when we get back to the European races. So.
Yeah, my second half of the season is always better for me.
Okay.
So
we'll see how we get on.
Mm-hmm. Toro Rosso, Gareth Mesham and Adam. Now this for me is also one of the strongest pairings. Gareth is a 2 or 3-time champion, I think. Sorry if I'm wrong, Gareth, but we'll settle for 3. And Adam is very. It's in the name, really. It's very solid.
That's not very nice.
How is it? It's not very nice?
You can't call someone solid.
It's in his name.
But you called him solid. He's probably very intelligent.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but that is an insult.
No, it's not.
Adam, you're not solid. Jesus Christ.
I don't see how that was an insult.
When you call someone solid, it means they're thick.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, like.
That's where I come from.
Well, not where I'm from. I've never heard that as a saying. Anyway, okay, Adam's a very quick driver. Happy now?
Yeah, yes, that's better.
Good.
Solid. Anyway, for me, yeah, Toro Rosso, I would say, are going to be the strongest pairing. I think Adam's going to have consistent pace, and I think Gareth is like desperate to get his championship back. I think he hated watching Gareth Williams take it away from him last season. But he has got a bit of pace to find, as we saw. I mean, he was slowly dropping down through the field, wasn't he?
Mm.
I think it all started from Spain. He won a couple of races early doors, led the championship. I think he jointly led the championship. And then, really, we thought, here we go again, you know, all systems normal. And then from Spain onwards, things just started to unravel a little bit. But I don't see that happening again. I think he will push Gareth Williams all the way.
Yeah.
Determined to wrestle back his number 1 place.
I think Gareth will, but I think both of them will be challenging for the title. I think they'll be very good for each other in terms of a marker. I think they can push each other as much as possible. Yeah, I think. Although I said it about Red Bull, I think this is a team to beat. But I don't know.
I knew, that's why I said let's pick at the end, because I already saw Toro Rosso and thought,
I didn't really look through the teams that much. I was more just like, oh look, that's a good one. I'll say that. I think both of them will be in the top 5 at the end of the season. I reckon both of them could be in the top 3 actually, but we'll see.
And I think it's quite amazing how one's number 22 and one's number 23. I think.
I know it was well drawn, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like they knew.
Well drawn.
Yeah, but on serious note, good to have Adam back. I don't know if he's ever raced in SNC actually.
No, he hasn't. But most of us have raced him in.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he'll push Gareth, but I think Gareth over a season will probably come out on top. But yeah, I think they're probably going to be favourites for constructors.
Yeah. Cool. Now the new team to the league, well not the new team, but the new car, the car we didn't have last season, Marussia, is taken up by Lance and Gavin. And this is a pretty strong team, I think. It's not going to be a team that's challenging for the constructors, but it's a team that will keep the points ticking over.
Yeah, I think every day that Lance doesn't have a good day, Gavin will, and every time Gavin doesn't have a good day, Lance will, I think so. And again, looking at the testing, Lance seems dead on the pace. Lance is dead on the pace, not Lance. And his tribute to Jules Bianchi as well, that's obviously a good thing as well, I like that. So that's why he got the Marussia straight off, because we thought it was quite a good thing to do. But yeah, it's difficult to say where they'll fit in. I think there's going to be a massive midfield battle, really. I think you'll have your top 5, and then from 6 through to 12, I would say, it's just going to be like a Titanic battle.
Yeah. Lance, well, we know both of them can get on the podium. They both did last season. And they're very good at picking up places from other people's mistakes or misfortunes. They just like always seem to be there. I think they'll be more than definitely in the points.
Yeah, Gavin's videos are the best as well. I can't wait for them. oh, don't cut me up, don't cut me up. Oh, there's just so much emotion into it. It's funny,
especially in his Welsh accent.
Oh, boyo, don't do that to me.
That just did not sound Welsh at all.
Sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry about that, Gary. I'll find part of it for next time. Oh, don't do that to me, boyo. Is that better?
That sounded more Asian.
I'll have to work on that. I'm sorry, but yeah, Lance and Gavin will be there or thereabout. I would say probably like 6th in the constructors, 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
But I think out of the two, it's difficult. I think Lance could be faster. I'm not sure. It's so tight. It's really close between them. So I'll go for Lance, I think.
Yeah, I think on pace Lance would win it, but
yeah, difficult.
Yeah, Gavin just never seems to run out of luck. So
he's fun. I'm sorry, but he's funny to watch. I love his videos.
Yeah, that's an interesting pair to keep an eye out on, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Mercedes, last season's 2nd place finisher and a new guy to the league, Owen. Dean, obviously, he's going to continue his pace. I personally believe Mercedes is a better car than a Ferrari. So, judging by my opinion, I see Dean challenging for the title again and being more of a threat than last season. Owen, I've seen a bit of him, like around. I think he's pretty decent, but I'm not too sure. So he's an unknown substance, really. Yeah,
Dean was obviously 2nd in the championship last season, so he'll definitely be in the mix. He'll be winning races. Like I say, I think the Mercedes is definitely a better car. I don't think it is. I know the Mercedes is a better car than the Ferrari, just on drivability and stuff, things like that. Dean missed out last season, so I'm sure he'll be up for it. I think I remember him saying when we were testing for Brazil last season that he said he wants to come back and win it. So let's hope he can put a fight in there, and if he can win it, that's good for the league. So Owen, I've raced with in another series. He's pretty solid pace. I think he'll need to improve a little bit to be with the top guys, but I think he'll be in the mix with Rob and I think yourself. Like the midfield with me is I'll probably be in the midfield this season as well. So it'll be in amongst the midfield battle. I think he'll improve as the season goes on. I think maybe to start with he'll be a little bit off, but then he'll definitely improve. I think he's he's a little bit rusty with all the rules off, because in the series he races in normally it's traction control and all that lot. So I think he's just got to get used to that again.
Okay, so he should be improving throughout the season then.
He could be the most improved of the season. If you remember, we did that at the end of the last season. I think he could be up for that by the end of the season.
Yeah. Cool. So in the constructors, I think they could be probably similar to where we are, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say exactly the same thing. I think they'll be pushing us, because I think Dean will get the majority of the points. Owen will pick up, maybe it'll be like whoever outscores each other between you and him.
Yeah, it'll be like Ferrari and Red Bull last season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be 1 week one's ahead, 1 week the other one's ahead. So, it'll be down to the second drivers to score the points, whoever they may be.
And our final team is last season's Constructors Champions, Williams. We have another newcomer in Michael, and last season regular Peter. Michael is not in his previous league. He had Racing Line, I believe. I think that was it. No other assists. But already from testing, he is improving quite quickly. So I think Michael could definitely be one to watch come later into the season once he gets used to everything. And Peter, obviously last season regular, picks up the points throughout the season.
Michael, I don't know a great deal about, but obviously I was at at the official test thing the other night, and he turned up to that, which was good of him. His pace, like you say, was a couple seconds off to start with, and steadily improved. So, and he was right on the back of the pack at the end. So, again, like you say, like you just said, he'll probably improve as the season goes on. I think he's a champion in one series. I think someone told me that. So obviously he must have some pace. As for Peter, he needs to start finishing races really. So he disconnect or like crash out of the race. I don't know if it was on purpose or whatever, but it seemed to be pretty consistent. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah. Well, in the mid part of the season, he was picking up points nearly every race.
That's right.
Towards the end of the season, he kind of declined. I mean, I don't know if that was lack of interest, but we know that he can get points.
Yeah, if he puts some effort into it, sort of thing, he finishes the races. If you don't finish the races, you're not going to get any points.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I think overall Williams will be towards the bottom of the constructors, but they probably will be improving throughout the year.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. Really, it'll be slow progress, but hopefully they'll grab a few points here and there in the races that'll like Monaco and that. You could see them if they just finish, they'll pick up some decent points, but time will tell.
Yeah. That brings us to the end of our driver and team lineup. So Ben, your predictions for the season? We'll go for champion first.
Oh right, the champion. Yeah, it's gonna have a G in his name. So that's either Gavin or Gareth. I'll go with Gareth Mesham. Mesham?
Yeah, I say Mesham.
It's Mesham. I think he said, yeah, it's Mesham.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Gareth Mesham. I think he's hungry to get his title back. Problem he has got is that he's lost all his settings for this season, so he'll have to pretty much start again. But I think he'll work, like I said before in the preview, he's going to work so closely with Adam that they'll be straight on the pace anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have any problems with setups.
No, I think he's probably still the fastest of everyone. So I would go, it's going to be close, but I think he'll take it.
I'm going to go for an outside odd. I'm going to go for Gareth's teammate. I'm going to go for Adam.
I can see why.
Yeah, I think I just purely because I think them two can push each other very hard this season, and yeah, I think they will just work. I think both Gareths have got the pace as well.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to go for an outside odd, really.
Yeah, I don't think he's so much of an outsider, to be honest with you.
No, but I think he'll definitely get in the top 5, but as an actual championship winner.
So you call him solid, then you tip him for the championship?
He is solid.
You can't stop saying that, man. You're insulting the man.
Your logic is over my head.
It's because I'm older, I'm wiser. These jokes will make sense.
Well, I don't know. I don't quite realise where you get the wiser from, but yeah.
Well, that answers our next question, which is
the teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I said Toro Rosso, then you try to steal it. So.
Okay, if it's not Toro Rosso, it will be either Red Bull or McLaren, I reckon.
Yeah, I wouldn't roll out Mercedes with Dean.
Yeah.
Who's Dean's teammate again?
Good
Owen.
question. Owen, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, it's going to be I think it'd be a Bull. So either a Red Bull or an Italian spelt version of that, which is Toro Rosso. See, I know Italian.
Yeah, so do I.
Spanish
then. Yeah, I agree.
What about surprise of the season? Go.
Driver or
both?
I think I put Michael. I think Michael.
Yeah.
Or Owen, because I think Owen's a bit of an unknown quantity to most of us.
I've raced with Owen a couple of times in, like I said, rival season, like I said earlier.
I think he'll be okay eventually.
So I'll go with them two. And for team, I think we could be a surprise, to be honest.
We could be, mate.
Although, see, people do seem to be tipping us.
I don't really understand that. I think they probably read the teams wrong and realised that we're actually in the Force India, so
Yeah.
probably have changed that. I mean, I'm pretty determined this season. I want to try and at least win a race, like I was saying earlier. So, yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know, but yeah, we won't win the teams, no way. I think, like I say, it's going to be a Red Bull or something. But I would say surprise. Oh, God, team-wise, maybe Ferrari. If Rob gets to testing and Carl can pick up a little bit more speed, because he was quick last season. So we'll see.
Yep. Cool. Right, that brings us to the end of the preview. Hope everyone enjoyed it and didn't get too offended by our comments.
You still can't believe you called him solid.
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore you now. So, have a great season, guys, and keep tuning in for race highlights. Yeah. Happy days. Don't know why I ended with that, but still.
Watch out for turn 1.
Yeah, always. Bye.